Hello, everybody, and welcome to a bit of an experiment here on the channel where I'm going to be doing my first ever react video. Don't sue me, fine bros. Who remembers that scandal? But the reactions to the recent Lord of the Rings trailer that dropped during the Super Bowl have been wide-ranging, to say the least, and I can only offer the perspective of myself. And I thought it might be fun to instead bring in some of my friends whose views on the Lord of the Rings franchise and fantasy as a whole wildly vary. So in this video, you'll be able to see people who kind of just like fantasy give their thoughts on this, people who have just seen the movies, and some who have no interest in fantasy whatsoever, and one who is specifically a bigger Lord of the Rings fan than myself. I'm going to be asking them some questions, and we'll be able to see what the general appeal of Lord of the Rings to my friends is. I'm not socially confident enough to just walk around like VCU and ask people yet. But for now, let's go ahead and see a range of perspectives given on this upcoming Lord of the Rings show trailer. What is your level of experience with Lord of the Rings? 0 being not even seen the movies, 5 being like just saw the movies, just read the books, and 10 being like I've consumed everything Tolkien related.
I am the Lord of the Rings kind of super fan here, and I don't know if I'm going to be critical on this or not. I just kind of want to enjoy it for what it is.
I get it. I own some rings sometimes, and I know what an orc is.
You've seen the movies.
I've seen the beginning of a lot of the movies.
Love Lord of the Rings, one of my favorite trilogies, not even trilogies, just overall series of all time. The only reason I'm giving myself a 9 out of 10 is because I genuinely haven't read enough of all of the lore that's out there.
Never read the books. Don't seem like they're my speed. Movies. Seen them all. Not all the Hobbits, but I did go to the midnight premiere of the first ever Hobbit that came out dressed as, and this is gonna show that where I'm like don't know a lot about it. The red guy's beard. The guy with the red beard.
Gimli?
Gimli.
You dressed up as Gimli?
Yeah, I look damn good.
I have seen all of the Lord of the Rings movies, set aside The Hobbit. On the contrast, the only book that I've read has been The Hobbit. I haven't read any of the other books, but I do think that it is objectively Twilight for men. And here, it's true.
Wait.
And I don't think that that detracts from the movie. I think that it feeds like men's internal need to be like homoerotic, you know. But I do think like it's an objectively good movie.
That's true. I fantasize about penis a lot.
Of course, who doesn't? Like, I just think that if women got to rule society...
Is this how you thought this would go? Oh my god.
That Twilight would be what Lord of the Rings is.
Okay, wow. Lot to unpack there.
Got it.
Haven't you ever wondered what else is out there?
It's a cartoon?
Wonders in this world.
Okay, first reactions. Cool.
It's pretty. It was a great shot. I have 10 out of 10 feelings that's Numenor.
I thought that was gonna be like a chocobo. It's what? A chocobo, like in Final Fantasy.
Okay. That feels like a fae-ish kind of character. Not that interesting.
Okay, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about the CGI though. That will be something that I gotta wait to see.
Half cartoon,
Reminds me of Call
half
of Duty.
people? I know.
Oh, so it's not real. It's like CGI. Like Angelina Jolie in that one.
Everyone looks kind of like Renesmee in Twilight. Like just a little bit CGI'd over.
No, don't bite the microphone. That's not the trailer. You gotta watch the trailer, bud.
That was cool though. The man just caught an arrow.
He's hot. Not as hot.
It's very dramatic. I like it. I'm gonna watch this.
Okay, I will like the scenery though. That was pretty... can I go back? There was a naked man in there.
No one smash.
I really have no clue who any of these characters are. And is this related to Shadow of Mordor?
Smash.
Ah! It seems like
Holy shit.
so much, yet nothing at all. Like, I need so much more than that.
Just give it to me on a scale of 1 to 10. What's your initial reaction?
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'd watch an episode.
6.
4.
I don't
10 being, I have to watch this immediately. 1 being like, that's the worst shit I've ever seen.
No, like maybe like a 6. Like it looked pretty.
Do you go first or do I go first?
Totally up to, actually, I want to go first.
You go first.
Okay.
Classic man inserting himself. I should have just taken the first step.
Okay, a little to the
sorry.
right.
I would probably let someone put this on.
I don't know. There's a lot of things in this trailer that don't seem like they're sticking with the lore.
Everything looked a little bit too beautified in the trailer. Like, it looks like it's going to be kind of like one of those weird, not cartoons, but like not animation, but it is real people.
So you played the Shadow of Mordor games.
I have played the Shadow of Mordor games.
Okay, so this takes place in the Second Age, which is before those even.
Oh, okay. So there's no rings.
It's the story of them being made. It's called The Rings of Power.
Like Shang-Chi.
So that was pretty much the most Lord of the Rings you've ever watched outside of a brief clip I showed you in college.
Yes.
It takes place in the Second Age. Do you have any idea what that means?
No. Okay. Like the 1900s?
Does it look like something that would be a cultural phenomenon like the original Peter Jackson movies? Or does this kind of just feel like another fantasy show?
It feels like another fantasy show. It looks like it'd be interesting. I'm gonna watch it, and maybe it looks like it's no Aragorn, is what I'm saying. It goes Aragorn, Percy Jackson, maybe this movie.
Wait, this is a TV show.
This is a TV show.
It's not a movie, so it's going to be a season of television that's reportedly cost over $1 billion.
I probably won't watch this. Not that I know, I just can't sit there and watch it. I'll let people talk about it.
Would it surprise you if I said that show so far has cost Amazon $1 billion? From purchasing the rights to creating season 1, it has been $1 billion show.
What a shame. What a shame of $1 billion. That's a bummer.
I literally couldn't tell if it was cartoon or real people for 90% of the trailer.
It all just looks like hyper airbrushed.
It doesn't really shock me. Like, it's a lot of money, but it doesn't really shock me because I just feel like all the fantasy and stuff costs a lot of money.
Did it stand out from any other fantasy shows that you've probably seen trailers of, just kind of floating around, or did it just look like another one?
Not really.
Okay.
Kind of look like another one.
I am very surprised that they spent $1 billion on that.
Does it look like $1 billion?
No.
Obviously, you're in tune with the Lord of the Rings fan base. You're not surprised at all to hear this trailer's been divisive.
Yeah, and I'm kind of on the fence about it too, just because, I don't know, there's just so much in here that is giving me the vibes that it could be very much a flashy, explosive, but basic fantasy series.
Would you be surprised if I said the fan base was kind of split on this?
That means nothing to me.
Not even a little bit, no.
Why are you not surprised?
Because Lord of the Rings fans are impossible to please. I don't know.
So, would you be surprised to hear the fans have had a very mixed reaction to this?
No, because it doesn't look like... It looks just more of the same, really. Like, I understand that there's probably a lot of lore towards it, but, like, did you ask the fans that they wanted to see this in particular?
And I get to ask you your own special question because you're the super serial fan.
So for a special question.
Would you rather the show try and take on the writing challenge of doing a loyal Second Age adaptation, or bend the lore to make it a more traditional narrative that would be easier to turn into a show?
So for me, like the meteor, something like what the heck could be coming from outside of their world, and that to me is giving me like completely divulging from the lore that we're familiar with, at least during this period of time. I don't remember anything ever coming via meteorite. That sort of stuff to me is going too far off the grid. But if it's just certain characters who perhaps had smaller roles that could be combined with other characters and it doesn't really too strongly affect their storylines or other people's, that I'm okay with. That's just simplifying writing and making it more digestible. So this trailer didn't get me hyped. It got me just to a place of I'm gonna keep my mouth shut until it comes out, and I want to really give a proper response to it. But I'm now very skeptical.
And what would you say, how likely are you to watch the show?
I probably won't watch it. I'm not a huge fantasy person. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch this.
On a 1 to 10, I'm going to be realistic, and I'd probably give it like a 6 or a 7. It doesn't look like it's like god-awful. It looks better than The Golden Compass.
Honestly, after hearing that it may cost $1 billion to make, you've got me hooked for one episode. After that, we'll see. It's how I felt about The Wheel of Time, actually.
I thought it was like, it looked very like beautifully filmed, but because I don't know anything about it and I don't have any like background information, I'm not like, ooh, that was nice. I'm just kind of like, that was nice to watch. It was pleasing to the eye.
Did you like it?
I don't think he liked it very much.